Classic Masonry was set up in 1991. We're based in Newcastle upon Tyne, and we've been very fortunate over the last 30 years to be involved in some of the most iconic structures and buildings in the northeast of England. The scheme for us from the masonry point of view is basically conserving and restoring some of the stonework to the main Scottish and English towers. Ultimately, when this was constructed, you can pretty much see the remains of the English tower is actually built out of the rock face, and they would have taken the stone from the side of there, so the stone is extremely local. The company that works around this area is called Hutton Stone, and they operate the quarry that was most suitable for replication of the original stone here, and they have actually undertaken all the manufacture and the tooled finish of the stone. The process would have been taking the block from the quarry back to their manufacturing facility, which is a couple of miles away from the bridge. The architect provided the original drawings. Once the scaffold went up on both towers, we, with the architect, went round at close quarters to ensure, A, that they were happy with the stones that they had marked for replacement or repair, and then undertook a detailed dimensional survey of the stones. We need to know the length, the bed, and the course height. That information is then given to Hutton, and they then undertake that manufacturing process of slabbing and then cutting to the sawn six-sided. There are a couple of more detailed carving stones, and there are some dental leaves. All of that was undertaken by their carvers and their masons. Once that stone arrives on site, Classic Masonry then takes on the role of the installation. Our guys mark up all the stones that are required for replacement, and they are very carefully drilled out. Once the aperture is cleaned out, the stones are then lifted into position. They're bedded in traditional natural hydraulic lime mortar, again important for a structure of this kind because we're trying to remove any cement-based products. Once the stone's offered into position, it's pointed up and the masonry is cleaned off, and that's basically the process from quarry to finished installation. You can take a great pride in saying we have been involved in this. It was built 200 years ago, and it has to be recreated, restored, conserved with those traditional practices. You can't put an alternative piece of precast concrete in here or anything like that. It has to be the real deal for its authenticity and because it's a listed structure. I think the first thing you need is some dedication to deal with all kinds of weather and dealing with some pretty heavy commodities. The stone itself is an inert material and it's very heavy. We obviously use modern techniques now of mechanical assistance. A lot of our guys have come through their trade over many years and have picked it up from a very early age. As with all traditional crafts, there is a major shortage. It's not going to go away and it's not going to be a quick fix. And as this scheme demonstrates, there are thousands and thousands of buildings in the UK that will still need stonemasons and craftsmen and master joiners to undertake repairs as they come along. It's absolutely critical that these skills are maintained.